Hi, hello everyone. I hope you guys have had a great week so far, and hope you guys are actually staying pretty warm out there. It's gotten really chilly where I am. It's gotten really cold. I think as of right now, it is 22 degrees where I am. So right now, I'm really trying to make sure I stay cold, don't freeze out here. If anyone's out here having cold weather, hope you all are doing the same. So last year we're gonna get started pretty soon. Just to give a quite a brief recap from last. So you almost dropped something. Just get kind of brief recap from last week. Well, not last week before last. For some of you who were here, we did the letter T, and we did the letter. And so we're almost done with that covering like the whole alphabet here. I mean, as far as all these different characters. But for today, let me move some other stuff out the way. But today will be the letter W. So I think I have at least probably only 4 letters left before I actually go through the whole thing. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do once I finish all of these. 'Cause I want to kind of do something special, after doing all 26 letters. That's good. So first thing we're gonna start off with the ones I've been wanting to draw for a long time, but also I think it's one you suggested as well, Shay. It's actually gonna be Wile E. Coyote. In fact, let me see. Where do I want to put him? Let me see. Where do I want to put him? Put him right here. So it's usually we start with a circle area for where his head's gonna be. And we draw his cheeks because he's got very. Actually, let me bring this down a bit so I can see, so we can get his ears a little bit better. I think I'll have his ears right here. They're gonna be kind of bent at an angle here. The area where his nose is gonna be. And you can see I'm just really lightly just filling out his features. Just put in his eyes. Let's get his nose because he's got a very long nose. Let's get his mouth. Get some of his neck in. Let's get a little bit of his bottom lip because he's got a very short bottom lip. I have it where his eyebrows are gonna be. His ears, I'm gonna kind of draw them bent at an angle so I can really see a little bit better. Let's get his other ear. Yeah, once. So now we got our loose sketch going. Let's go and refine this just a bit more. Let me just start with his nose right here. Because his nose is very long, almost ovalish shape. Let's get the bottom of his snout. His snout kind of curves up a bit at a few angles. Let's get the side of his chin. Let's get little scruffy hairs on the side. Get his eyes. Let's get his scheming eyes. Let's get his bushy eyebrows. Because they're really large. They almost kind of cover his entire brow in a way. Let's get his ears. Oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to move the camera. Let's get the top of his little cranium here. All right, that looks pretty good. So now let's go and refine them with our black pen. And I'm just kind of fine to the sketching more, just kind of also fixing any areas that I missed. Or really, I'll just highlight all the areas where I've made corrections. And like I've said before on my other streams, this is why I always like to start light before I get heavy. Because when you start light, at least you can actually do it as far as playing, see where playing things out, see where they go. And once you've already committed to a decision, what you want to do, or sort of what mark you want to make, that's when you can go a little bit deeper. And drawing him is perfect timing with the new Wiley versus, I think it's that Wiley versus Acme movie that's supposed to be coming out. No, Coyote versus Acme. I think that's what it was. I know there's still the buzz on whether that's still going to come out, which I'd love to see it when it actually does. Let me bring this down so you guys see a little bit better. There we go. Let's get his other ear too. And plus, considering that it's a movie that was initially just going to be that was just going to be like wrote off, even though it's all completed. Like, it just seems like a waste of all that money or something, and just not do anything with it. So I'm glad to hear that there is like some buzz to try get it going. All right, that looks pretty good right there. So now we got Wiley. So now, give me one moment. All right, here I am. So now, let's move on to my next character, Wanda from Fairly Odd Parents. Since I already drew Cosmo from Fairly Odd Parents a few weeks back, figures Fame might do the same as well for Wanda. So let me see where I want to put her. Where do I want to put her? I know I got like 7 characters I want to put. I need to put around 1, 2, 6. I can put it right here. There we go. Okay, yeah, perfect. This works. If you're right here, I'll just have her go right over to W too. So also let me bring her down just a bit more so I can get her hair shape. There we go. And some of you all know they have a very simple design. She's got very strong P-shaped head. Then one long swirl, almost the Elvish pompadour type swirl. Let's get her eyes. Bring her head down just a bit more. There we go. get her ears. Let's get her eyes going while we're at it. And her short, almost rectangular body. Get her feet. You can see I'm not too concerned about covering up the W. Let's get her wings. Let's get her arms here. And of course, we can't get her other arm here with her wand. And just like the other sketch, I'm starting very light. Well, I'm a little bit heavier here. Because unlike Wiley, I've drawn one a few times in the past, just never posted it on here. All right, so let's get our other pen out. Let's see where I'm gonna start. Start right here. Let's get a little slight overbite. And get her mouth is really wide, comes a really wide curve that almost goes up to near your eyes. Come that, let's come on back down. Get the teeth. Let's get the inside of her mouth. Let's get the side of her head. Let's get her eyes going here. Of course, you can't forget her eyelashes. Let's get our little pupils inside each one. Let's get the top of her head here. Also can't forget her eyebrows. Let's get that swirl in her hair. Let's get her crown while we're at it, her floating crown. That's coming. Let's fill out her body. So I can see, just with one, but also just with other characters on the show, everyone has really simple, stylized designs. It's a lot more stylized. It's a lot more angular compared to Wiley, where his design is very rounded and scruffy. Let's get her other arm going here too. Let's get the inside of her mouth while we're at it. Let's color in her pants, even though we are going to color all these in full color later on. Okay, good. Oh, actually, no, let me get her eye right here. Okay, good. Perfect. So now that we got two characters down, let's see who I have up next on the list. Okay, cool. Okay. This is actually another request I got from one of you guys earlier the other day. and that is Wally. And so let me see, where do I want to put him? Where do I want to put him? Where I want to put him? You know what? Put him right here. So just I block, just lightly got like brief sketch of like where I was blocking him out. Where is he going to be? He's just being very light, just very light. Yeah, all right, there we go. So first, let me start with a brief cube for his body. Let's get his neck here. And he gets a little periscope that makes up his eyes. Two long periscopes that kind of slant at an angle to make them a bit more expressive. It's really hard to draw robot characters and make them expressive. There's always that mix of giving the idea they're made of metal, but they still have some sort of humanity by them. There's that. Of course, you can't get the his little his movable feet. There's little tank-like feet. Let's get his little arms, his little rotary, like claw-like arms. Let's get the other arm right here. Let's see how we're gonna do this. Let me see. Let me just bring this out. Bring it. There we go. Let's bring this out a bit more. Because the other thing about with his arms, one's different than the other. Because one's very flat, flat rectangular. The other one's like a round cylinder, like piston size. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's see if we can kind of fill this guy out just a bit more. Still challenging. This is my first time drawing this character too, aside from Wiley. So let me get his eyes going. Get the inside eyes, which are always like camera lenses in a way. Let's get his neck. I know it's not gonna look perfect because I really don't draw like robots or really things that have a lot of mechanical gears to them. But that's okay. Because when it comes to sketches, you don't have to have everything to look exactly perfect. It's part of a big thing of a sketch is really working on trying just getting your idea across. Like whatever idea you have inside your head, your main focus trying to get it on paper and just seeing how it turns out. Because that's something I've been doing a lot more lately. Is doing a lot of sketching, and lately I've been less worried about knowing whether or not it looks good or not. I just like to just kind of go nuts, just kind of experiment, see what comes out, see what comes up next. And it kind of was a lot of pressure that way too, because you remember a lot of times, at least for me, I'm making a lot of art for myself, and so it always feels riveting to know that like hey, as long as I'm having fun with it, it doesn't really matter if it doesn't turn out perfect or not. So let's get his other arm going here too. I might be able to get his name in here too. Here somehow. Let me see. I wonder if I can. Might have to move his name over a little bit on the side. He'll probably see a little bit of it. Let's get his other movable feet. See the little gears on the side of his feet. Let's get the other gears on the side of here as well. Let's get his other arm. There we go. Okay. That's turned out better than I thought it would. Oh, okay, cool. So now, let me see. Let me see what else can I fix before I start doing more pen. Let me bring this other leg down so the perspective is better. Actually, bring this up so it's better. There we go. That's the other thing when you're dealing with like a lot of geometric shapes, type of Wally shape. Yeah, because there's perspective in it as well. Okay, where is my other pen? Here we go. Let's get those periscope eyes going here. Let me just kind of darken them up in the center. We kind of dark around the edges too. It's kind of dark in his little pupils there, his little camera lens pupils. Kind of darker in the irises as well, but not as dark as the pupils. We have the little bolts. They're in the corners, little periscope eyes. He has a little crane-like neck. I've drawn a little shorter than it actually appears. His box-like body. It's kind of tricky to do too, because like on top of that, he's also a character who's also very rusted over. Because anyone's seen the movie, he's one of the last few like automated robots like on planet Earth. Really beautiful movie. Because y'all know, I think right now it is one of the very last films I think Pixar did before they fully almost got acquired by Disney. It's not one of my top favorites, but yeah, I do agree. It's a very stunning film. Hang on. This thing running out. Oh, here we go. Thought I was running out of ink for a moment. Or is it? Hmm. It's kind of going in and out with this ink on this one. Well, that's okay. I got more pens, so I can always replace this one in case this one does give up out on me. Let's get his name here, at least part of his name. I know you probably won't be able to see it, but it is there. Was really liking your edition of Y, the number two in Talks by My Opponent's Opinion. Hey, Isaac, I'm glad you liked it. Glad you actually dropped in, too. And actually, I was fortunate to actually see Y when it was actually in theaters. It visually it is such a really like striking film. And it's hard to tell like what's my top favorite Pixar film because there's so many. Because so many. I think personally, my top is probably Incredibles. But I think why would probably be one of my top five too. Because just about all of Pixar's films, even the ones that are considered to be their worst, they always, at least in my opinion, they always tend to have a pretty good quality. Where as far as you're good in animation, good as far as telling a story. Because I tell you, I think all the Pixar films I was fortunate to see in theaters. I've seen Bugs Life in theater. That was a good one. Seen that one. I've seen Monsters Inc. in theaters too. That was great. I mean, both Toy Story 2 and 3 when they're in theaters too. Finding Nemo. That was one of the first things I ever saw twice in theaters. All right, so cool. So now we got Wally good. Let me see who else I got next on my list here. Okay, okay, cool. So next I have Wilbur from Charlotte's Web. So I'm gonna put him right here. Let me just find my red pen. Give me just one moment. As usual, just kind of lightly kind of go around his head. Let me just put where his ears are going to be. Let come out a little bit for his side of his cheeks. He's kind of mapping where his nose, where his eyes are going to be. Yeah, I apologize. My hand keeps covering up everything. I'll probably change my angle with this camera soon enough. I think after this stream is over, I'll probably kind of play on different angles, see what kind of works better, so you guys can actually see more of what I'm doing. And you can see, I'm just kind of like light mapping his features, drawing out his eyes. They're a little bit smaller than some of these other characters here. Drawing out his snout. Let me get his little chin. Let me get his, bring out that other eye. Let's get his ears going here. Let me get his other ear. All right, let's go and bring Wilbur out just a little bit more. Maybe his eyebrows. Then we got the bridge of his little snout here for his little nose. And his nose, basically kind of an upside down heart. And I tell you, it's been a really long time since I've seen Charlotte Wet. In fact, the first person before toys are really going to be the Brave Little Toaster, then a full version of Tin Toy that was strapped. Oh, I did hear that Tin Toy was gonna be what Toy Story End can be, because I actually remember because I actually put on DVD a lot of the concept for Toy Story. It basically was with just Tin Toy, but it ended up being Toy Story. As mentioned, Wiley, I've seen on TV and plan to draw my web list, a fan art list. That's something I need to do as well. Start making a list of all these different things I do plan on drawing. Like I've made like little do lists, but I always keep getting them or keep putting them off to the side. And it's just it. Yeah, but I do remember keeping about Tin Toy. It's just interesting that whole history with Toy Story, because it just went through so many different drafts, so many different rewrites, to they finally selling something that actually worked. Because they wanted to do something good, pretty good, like right off the gate. Because this was one of their first like major films. But yeah, having a list of all the different characters that you want to actually draw, that's a really good thing to have. So you can keep track of what you are going to do, what you have done. I should really start doing that a little more myself. And as for Charlotte Web, it's been years. Hang on. Let me see, stop the camera shaking for a moment. There we go. And with Charlotte's Web, it's been years, since I've seen this movie. I remember back when I was in school, this is one movie they used to play all the time for us at school. And funny enough, it was one of the main movies we never finished. I recall maybe only one time, I think we actually ended up finishing the whole movie, because the way it would work is that like a lot of times on a movie day, like they would, I think depending on what class they would start the movie, they would play it until class was over. But rather than like start from the beginning for the next class, basically once the next class came in, they would come in and like back where they left off. So a lot of times, whenever I'd see this movie or a lot of these other movies that we would play, I would see my ear like in the middle rather than from the beginning. I think we're almost done with Wiley here. I mean, not Wiley, on Wilbur here. He's thickening up his eyebrows. All right, that's looking pretty good. Let's see who else I got next up on our list. Okay, so I got 3 left. Let me see how I'm gonna fit them. Let me see. Give me just one moment. So I can put one here. Put one here. Put one here. Put one here. Okay, that can work. So I just switch pens for a moment. Okay, another one character I'm gonna do right here. It's more of a classic character. I think most of y'all probably heard of Woody Woodpecker. Chances are you probably might have heard the name. Probably haven't really seen his cartoons as much. Because even though he's a pretty American, old school like American cartoon, like he's really more popular over in Latin America, especially over in Brazil. People folks they really dig Woody Woodpecker. But I'm gonna go ahead and draw him here. So as you can see, I'm lightly sketching him out, make sure I get his long beak. Let me get his mouth. Let's get his eyes. Let's get his eyebrows. Let's get his little spiky hair. I know in some lot of later versions of him, like they have his hair where it's kind of curled down a little tough, or it kind of curls forward. But I prefer the ones where it's kind of slick and straight back. That kind of gives more of that manic energy to him. Celeber, hello. Hey, nice to meet you. Let me move this up so you can guys see him a little bit better. There we go. There we go. All right, so let's kind of get his cheeks out a bit more better. What am I kidding? That was bad grammar. More better. Let's get his mouth. Let's get his other eye here. Bring this right here a bit more. Okay, that looks good. Let's get our black pen out. Bring Woody to life just a bit more. Yeah, I think with Woody cartoons, a lot of the like ones I think he did like the early '40s, like even some of the '50s, like but mainly early '40s. I think that's where a lot of his best cartoons are. In the '50s, like they're okay. In my opinion, like the later ones with Woody are not as good. Mainly because at that point, they kind of toned down his character. Because in the early ones, especially what I don't know with Wade Whipper, he was like a really like anarchic, like bird of chaos, always getting in trouble, always causing trouble. And when the later ones, while he was still doing that, they kind of told him to be a little more kid-like, to be a little more calmed down. And while they're okay, they're not as strong as the old original ones from the '40s. And I'm not sure why. Maybe like they were afraid he'd be compared too much to Daffy, which I can sort of see why, especially in the early years. I think the very first few cartoons that he did, that he was in, he actually had Daffy's voice actor Mel Blanc. Yeah, he got everywhere in the '40s because when he wasn't voicing at Warner Brothers, he also occasionally worked for Lance Studio with Web was he made. I want to say he did some work for Disney too, but I'm not sure where exactly. All right, that looks good. So we got room to put about two more here. So our next one's gonna be Wilma from Flintstones. Let me just find my other pen real quick. And her, just like with Woody, I'll make that do another headshot as well. And she's got a very ovalish shaped head. Just gotta map out where her hair is gonna be because I want to make sure I got her long on pompadour like swoop for her hair. Let's map out where her eyes are gonna be. Let's map out her lips. See if I can get her stone necklaces in. There we go. And she's got a very simple design too. So that's why hers isn't taking as long. So let me go ahead and actually get the black pen now. Let's start refining him a bit more. Okay, there we go. Now you can see it a little bit better. And you see she's got a very simple design, so that's kind of why hers is a little bit quicker to draw. In fact, a lot of those early Hanna-Barbera, especially early Hanna-Barbera stuff, it's stuff you can definitely tell they're put together by really solid cartoonists and designers because they had a knack of really making design like really like appealing characters that were simple but readable. Let's get the side of his face. You can see it kind of goes down on a curve. Let me pull out so you can see a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, I probably need to change the angle of my camera so you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Let me get the other swirl on the side of her head where her hair is. So it'll complement the swirl she's got on top of her head. It's got a little bun in the back. Let's get our little pearl necklaces in. And we're almost done drawing, so one last character I'm gonna draw is one of my personal favorites, Wacko Warner from Animaniacs. So I'm gonna put him right here. Let me bring this up so you can see a little bit better. Let me just kind of map out his head. Let me just kind of get his little eyes. Let me get his little nose. And then you kind of get his mouth, his wide mouth. Usually very excited, so his mouth is always open. And this is actually one of the few characters I don't usually need a reference for because I've drawn this character numerous times. Let's get his little hat, his little red hat. Let me get his ears. Let's kind of refine this a bit more. Let's get a little red nose out. Let's get his cheeks on the side. There we go. Let's get his other whiskers on his other side as well. Let's get his little hat. I know in the reboot, like I know one new thing they do for the back, because they add little tufts of hair. The real snapback's supposed to be, so I'll put that right here. Of course, you can't forget his ears, the back of his head. So let's go ahead and actually sketch this, actually bring him out. Once I finish the ink work here, we'll be able to color all these guys in pretty soon. So come on in, bring it on here. He has little whiskers on both sides. And fun fact with the whiskers on the Animaniacs characters, this was actually kind of a late addition to their character designs. Because for a long time, when they designed, they didn't have them. But apparently, a lot of people taking them to be like Mickey Mouse. And one notable moment, one very famous one, I think like right before when the show came out, to promote the show, they had a huge like stuffed balloon animal of Yakult on top of the Warner Brothers actual real water tower. And I can't remember if it was a tourist or if it was another businessman. They said, "Is that Mickey Mouse on top of the water tower?" When they saw it, it's like, okay, we need to go back and change something so people will stop thinking this is actually Mickey Mouse. This is actually our new stuff. I'm getting early cartoons some of the best. Yeah, I agree too. Yeah, because they all have really cartoons like great humor, great music, great animation, really solidly constructed characters. I think you might mention this past my other streams, but I think one of my favorite like books on animation is one by book of animation by Preston Blair, and because he did his own book of animation where he really kind of breaks down how he worked and how he animates, like the fundamentals, how to construct characters, how to make them move. It's a really great tool if you're actually getting animation or just cartooning in general. He even breaks down some of the scenes that he's done. He breaks some scenes with Tex Avery. He even breaks down how he did some of the scenes with Fantasia, with Disney. Really fantastic artist. Really fantastic animator. All right, so now that's all of our 7 characters here. All right, so let's get our colored pencils out so we can finish this up. Sorry, that was my pencil sharpener. Just kind of sharpen up this pink one I had. So since I'm gonna use pink, I'm gonna use it where I see it. So let me start with one up here. Yeah, that's one thing I do like about doing these little like doodling sessions, because I can sketch different with different styles, just different looks. Because a lot of times it does get to kind of break out my comfort zone and sketch other characters I wouldn't normally draw. I know, like most of these characters, I don't think I've ever drawn before. I know Wacko I've done several times. I want to say I've maybe done one, I think at least a few times. But pretty much all these others is my first time like drawing any of them. So I'm just getting a nice even layer. Turn it on. We get Wacko down here while we're at it. And fun fact about Wacko, his voice actor Jess Harnell, he actually on top of being a voice, he's also a hard rock singer too. He sings a group called I think it was called Rock. It was called Rock Sugar. I think that's what it was. So that's pretty cool. Get him to get Woody's tongue too. And you can see I like to use the colors I'm applying wherever I see them. So I know for Wilbur here, I'm just kind of go pretty heavy on the pink here. Because I know his snout and the inside of his ears is a darker shade of pink compared to the rest of his body. Same goes for his ears too. Let me get the other side of his ear. I forgot to mark that up. There we go. There we go. Just getting a nice, consistent, even layer. Here we go. And of course, I'm going to cut the rest of them. It's going very light. Since I don't need to go too heavy with the paint for the rest of his body. I seriously need to give ours up another look. You'll see how it is years later. Because I think I was probably still in elementary school last time I really sat down and watched it. I think of all the movies, I think they played a lot growing up at my school. Like Charlotte Rebels, one of them. I think what was another one they used to play a lot? Jumanji, Sandlot. They used to play that one a lot too. There's a few others. Rugrats movie. I should know Rugrats because I remember I would bring that movie in to play for them. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's get another color here. Let me see. Okay, perfect. Let's get some of this golden yellow out here. Perfect. And I'll start with Woody down here. Yeah, like I mentioned, for some reason, Woody never really caught on too well here in the States, but he's still pretty popular down in Brazil and Latin America. And I know there was a movie that came out with Woody not too long ago. I think Eric Bauza, who does a lot, takes over a lot of the Looney Tune characters now. He voiced in there. I heard he actually did a pretty good job, even though I heard the movie itself wasn't all that good. But he himself has done a pretty good job. And apparently, I was valuing stuff. He's also really top of being a great voice actor. He's also a really good artist too. Get his beak a nice color. Let me do Wanda while we're at it, since we're up here. Let's get her crown. Of course, her wand too. All right, cool. Let me get another color out. Get some red. Let me go and sharpen this real quick. Okay, there we go. Let me start with Woody's fiery red hair here.
Exchange people's life.
Just getting a nice, even, consistent layer here. And by the way, Woody, he's kind of pretty much like the mascot of Lance Studios, because just about like almost every like major like studio animation that air had their own mascot. With Disney, it was Mickey Mouse. Warner Brothers, arguably, it was Bugs Bunny. With Woody, it was Woody Woodpecker. And then with Fleischer Studios, some would say it was Popeye. Others say it was Babe Boop. I'd probably say it was Popeye, since his popularity lasts a little bit longer. All right, there we go. Let me get Wacko's hat while we're at it, since we're down here. Hold on, let me stabilize the camera. Hang on. Hold on, why is it a little bit blurry? There we go, good. That's strange. I don't know why it's shaking so much. There. Yeah, and also I might end up streaming tomorrow as well. Of course, now granted, keep on, that's not set in stone just yet. But if I do, I'll give you a heads up, like heads up if I'm gonna do it or not. 'Cause I couldn't do. Let me make sure camera's stationary. Because I couldn't really do it last year. Because as I mentioned last year, I was actually out of town. I was out of town to visit family, so I was kind of busy with that, so I couldn't stream. So we do that. Let me get Wilma's lips while we're at it. I know once we're done coloring these in, I'll try to show you some of the other stuff I've been up to as of lately. All right, let's see. Let me see. What else do I need? Do I have any blue? Okay, perfect. I do have some blue. So, of course, for this blue, I'll color in Wilbur's eyes here. Wilbur's eyes. Then it's kind of light, kind of go around Wanda's wings here. There we go. Let me break out a different color here. Oh, cool. We got peach color here. So I'll use that to color and actually let me sharpen this. Give me just one moment. Let me see. Let me see something. And he's got even a nice, even layer on her skin. There we go. Let me get Wanda while we're at it. I'll probably save Wally for the last two because I know he's pretty different because he's got a lot of other colors like mixed in with each other. So I'll probably save coloring him in for the very end. I know Wiley's fur it's peach, but now look I know in some it's kind of like a yellowish tint to it in some cartoons. So I'll probably go back over this with some of the yellow I used earlier. That kind of gives like a warm, kind of creamy look to it. Let me bring this down. Yeah, I'm really curious to see, that new kind of exactly thing turns out when it's actually out. Even if it doesn't turn out good, it'd be great to actually see, just actually see it and see how it looks like. Because to me, it's just a way, put that's a lot of money into a film, and then just decide to just trash the whole thing. All right, there we go. Let me see what other colors do I need. Let's break out some orange for Wilma's hair down here. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna try, get back and actually posting more of my artwork here on YouTube more often. Aside from these streams, just actually posting in my updates as far as any new stuff that I do. Let me go and get Will. Woody's eyes while we're at it. And also, let me see. What do we see? What's next? What's the last one? Brown. Okay, brown. Perfect. Wigger is one of the characters I know in the early 40s. Yeah. Yeah, same here. Yeah, I think a lot of Woody stuff, a lot of his best stuff was in the 40s. Because I think with the ones where especially they like Midford, I think they really kind of perfected his character where he was kind of this like huge, like chaotic bird of chaos. And I know some of his stuff I think is in public domain now too. I know I think one of his very first ones, Pantry Panic, I think that's in public domain now. But as far as in cartoons though, I think as far as he kind of held out the longest when it came to like ones that came out in theaters because I know I think he was making cartoons like in the 50s, 60s. I think even like 71, I think was the very last one, the actual release one. Which is wild because I know pretty much at that point a lot of the other like other studios like Disney and Warner Bros. They pretty much stopped really doing like theatrical cartoons at that point. They either kind of went straight to TV by that period. No, his eyes. That's where I got the color in. I knew it was something yellow. I just could not. Can't remember what. This is why this is why I got reference sheets on the side, so that way I can always look over and see what I was missing. Let me just add a little, just kind of warm it up just a bit. There we go. I kind of darken it up just a bit more. Just a light touch of the brown. And that's the thing when you're mixing colors in. Like sometimes you have like equal amounts of both colors or more than one color. All it takes is really adding like light touches to get the nice consistency that you want. Let me finish with one of his eyes here. Let me kind of go over Wilbur's ears a bit more here, so they're a little bit darker. That's strange. My camera normally doesn't shake this much, so I'm sorry about that. There we go. Now, Wally, let me go and start off with this brown here. The one thing about Wally, with his design, because since he's like a real. That's right, his is already in the public domain, this month. A lot of people are excited because it's a pretty big thing because I think forever it was supposed to be in public domain like years ago. Somehow, Disney company, they really kind of love to try to keep it, gotta keep it from expiring. And now, and coincidentally too, now it's around the time of the it's coincidentally lining up with the company's 100th anniversary that one of their most famous shorts is now in the public domain now. So I'm gonna lightly kind of color over some of these areas with brown because with Wally's character, since he's one of the last roles on Earth, he hasn't been maintained in a while. He's got a lot of rust. Let me shade one side one full side of his body here with brown. He said the inside where his gears are going to be. Kind of lightly kind of shade his claws. There we go. Now let's get to that golden yellow, because initially he was yellow when he was new. Some of the color faded over time. And you don't see, but I know there's already a buzz, out now. I think there's this new horror game that's out now too, which is into surprise. There already was one when the original Winnie the Pooh was out in public domain. But then again, but then like horror stuff and creepy stuff have been happening to Steamboat Willie even before like he became public domain. So we color the size of his body here. We get the top. We get his little gears. We the side of his periscopes. That's a bit of a yellowish tint to him too. There we go. Let me see if I have a little warmer brown I can use. Let me see. Do I have one? I guess not. I do have gray though. So I color in the gray parts. So let me color in more. Let me kind of darken his eyes a bit here. I tell you, there's some movies that are meant to be seen in theaters, and Wally's definitely one of them. Like just those vast landscapes, those sweeping scenes in space. Like the only way you can really truly appreciate the magnitude of the whole movie is when you see them on the big screen. And speaking of big screen, I know I've heard that I think three of like Pixar's most recent films are being released in theaters, and I think it's Soul, Turning Red. I think Luca. I think they're all being re-released, at least in theaters. And I'm also surprised they don't do it more often because they used to do it all the time, like back in the day before the age like VHS. Because before VHS, you really couldn't. First, you really had to see it while it was in theaters, and once it was gone, it was gone, and you had to wait probably like another 8 years until it was on. It was in theaters again. You weren't going to catch it on television because apparently they had really strict rules. Like I think on certain films they couldn't put on TV because like films like Snow White, Fantasia, because like those were like their big like popular films. They want people to come in theaters to come see them. And they felt they didn't want to devalue them by actually like putting it so everyone can see them. But of course, once the Disney Renaissance got started with Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, when they realized what huge money makers was worth, like, okay, maybe we need to start go ahead and actually putting these out there so everybody can see them because while we're making money on seeing them in theaters, we can probably make more money when people can buy them so they can view at home. Seems like a no-brainer nowadays, but yeah, apparently that was kind of an odd thing for for Disney XD we think at the time. Let me see. Let me break out the brown again. Let me get the little tracks on his feet. There we go. Let me kind of shade his little pistons for his arms here. Alright, that looks good. One last thing I want to do for this. You know what? I don't want to keep... So I'm not going to keep this W red. I think I'll go over it with some blue. Disney Plus has all the Disney movies stream. Yeah, it's true, they do. In fact, I ended up getting Disney Plus not too long ago. I got as a package deal with Hulu. For I think Hulu, it normally it's I think it's $8.99. That's for that's a regular plan. But I think for an extra like $2 you can add Disney Plus as a package deal. But yeah, it has just about almost all of them. I think all except Song of the South. But I think for obvious reasons with that one, it's probably gonna be a while before they finally have to put that one on there. But until we get to that point, we'll enjoy the ones that we have. And we are just about done with our W list characters for today. So submission to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. We got Wanda, Wally, Wile E. Coyote. We got Wilbur, Woody Woodpecker, Wilma Flintstone, and Wacko Warner. And okay, so I think today was a pretty good stream. So one other thing I do want to show you guys, I want to show you some other stuff I've been working on this month. Give me just one moment. All right, here we go. So one of the things I've been doing a lot as of lately is I've been really trying to get back and really doing a lot more sketching. And so one of the things I'll do in my spare time, like either during work or after work, is I'll do a lot of like sketches, in ballpoint pen. And as you can see, some take a little bit more time than let me turn the side so you can see a little better. Some take a little bit more time than others. Like some I started a little bit more shading. Some I kept pretty rough. Let me so you can see. Let me see the other ones I've done. I know those are, and that's some others I think where I kind of practice doing some more realistic shading. A few I did where I actually started doing stuff with more of a Western theme. I was kind of on this for a brief while. Some more here, some more kind of doing some more like Simpson characters, still more of that Western theme. Just more rough sketches, more just notes. And you can see a lot of times when I'm sketching, just like trying out different ideas, like seeing what ideas work, seeing which ones I can actually remodel into like a new, more refined ideas. I know, I think this is probably one of my personal favorites so far. I did one of, let me turn it over so I can see a little better. I did one with Wacko Warner and Wacko Warner's Lupin and Jigen from Lupin the Third. That's been one of my favorites I've done with them so far. Yeah, and so yeah, this is kind of a little bit of stuff that I've been doing as of lately. And I plan to do more in the future. In fact, I'll probably share more of them later on down the line. Let's see, do I have any more I can show? Oh yeah, I think there's another one I did. I think with Dot as Fujiko. So yeah, this is more of the stuff I've been busy with. All right, so guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's stream. I enjoyed working on it. I'm glad of all you guys come out. I really like Shay. I'm glad you could drop in. Isaac, I'm glad you could drop in too. Saliver, if you're still here, I'm glad you could drop in for today's stream as well. And guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll give you an update if I do end up streaming tomorrow. And hopefully if it's not too late, I'll let you know. I'll give you a poll on what letters you guys can get to see for today. At least for tomorrow, if I do it tomorrow. All right, so until then, have a great Saturday. See you later.